So we may have found a place to go in 1987 in the Super Mod, because the place for us to go seems to be the place where wrestling was real, that being Memphis, Tennessee. And at least give it a try. I say, if I could be a TV executive at this point, I would give a 5 episode order in for this series, to where we try and find some stability within the NWA, or within the territory system, I should say, because we're actually not in the NWA. We are a part of the AWA, CWA, and WCWA alliance. But if you know anything about this period of time, all the territories are struggling. The AWA is in debt. Luckily they do end up finding money in real life and carrying on. AJPW, Atlantic Grand Prix is struggling. Central States is hanging on by a thread. Florida's collapsed already. Continental's gonna need a rebuild. Deep South is, is there. ICW with Angelo Savoldi actually has more money than AWA, C States, and Continental. So they're in a better position than some of the more widely known territories around. Crockett Promotions, who knows what happens there. NWF is the reinvention of the. I feel like this is a reinvention of Pedro Martinez's old territory back in the 70s. Portland's hanging on. Polynesian Pro is hanging on. Pro Wrestling America just got going with Eddie Sharkey. Stampede is just reborn. UWF's under Crockett. Ken Mantell, Windy City Pro, World Class. Who knows what's going to happen with them? The Woo organization, or the WOW organization, and of course, Wilbur and Dick the Bruiser in Indianapolis are in debt as well, with everything revolving around Vince McMahon and the WWE. But we went to the one place that I felt comfortable, the one place that I know that I could book and make things work because I've done it before, and that is with Jerry Jarrett and Jerry Lawler in Memphis. And we got quite a roster among us with Austin Idol, Bam Bam Bigelow, Fred Ottman. Let's actually do this. And well, this and this. The Bruise Brothers. We got the Young Nasty Boys, who probably just debuted within the last year or two. Lord Humongous is here on one of his runs. The Bushwhackers are back. Before they came to the WWE, I would presume. The Moondogs. You got the Japanese, the presence from Japan, like we normally do here in Memphis. And you also got the presence of the Welch family in Memphis. Steve Kern is back, one half of the Fabulous Ones. I mean, Morton carries a lot. The name Morton, or the surname Morton, carries a lot of weight in Memphis. I don't think he's got any relation to the Morton family, but it carries a lot of weight. But like I said, Bam Bam Bigelow, superstar Bill Dundee, who's actually booking in C states now, and is not in a booking position here in Memphis. Billy Joe Travis is here. Jeff Jarrett, Jerry Lawler, JT Southern, Marty and Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels, Rocky Johnson is on the run that we learned about from Young Rock. After WWE, he goes to Memphis before he jumps over to PCPW to join his wife for a very short period of time. But the one I'm looking forward to, I mean, you guys saw him when I did the run with NWA Georgia as Mike Rapata, aka the Colorado Kid. We're going to have to change this because the Goliath is either going to have to turn heel or it's going to be something we got to change because I don't like having heels and babyfaces be the tag team champions, but we'll figure something out. But also Tommy Rich. Tommy Rich, finding Tommy Rich before the passage of time took its course is a blessing because Tommy Rich is still an asset to the Memphis territory, and there are outliers within the wrestling business, like those in, for example, Universal Wrestling, because only some people are under contract with only some people are under contract with Jim Crockett. Not everybody is under contract with Jim Crockett because this is before the UWF buyout, apparently. Even though UWF is owned by Crockett Promotions, UWF still has its own standalone roster, so it's being treated as a child company, but at the same time, it is not its own promotion. Because Bill Watts is actually out as director of the company, so it is very weird to me how the setup for UWF is in this file. I mean, I guess the main thing was that they wanted to keep it separated because of the amount of people that are on Crockett's roster. That if you added the people on UWF's roster and the people in Florida, then Crockett's roster would be a little bit big, to be honest with you. So they probably kept it a little separated to make sure that Crockett's roster wasn't, I think, in excess of 200 people if you combine both UWF and the Florida territory. But that means we got access to AWA and talent like Kurt Hennig, Nick Bockwinkel, Larry Zabisco, Buddy Rose, a young Cactus Jack, a young Mick Foley, Jerry Blackwell, and I believe, of course, Nick Bockwinkel, but that's not who I wanted to. Oh wait, no, Wahoo. I thought he was here. So we got access to a lot of great talent, in my opinion, and also those that work for Fritz over in World Class. They include Brody, Al Perez, Bobby Fulton, Kevin and Kerry Von Erich. Tony Atlas, I saw there, Mil Mascaras, Matt Bourne, a Maniac. Abby, Killer Tim Brooks, Nord the Barbarian, and of course, a very young Mark Callis, who actually makes his move to Memphis after Texas. The spoiler's still here. Gary Hart is still in Memphis, is still in World Class. This is before he makes the move over to Crockett Promotions, which I think soon after the buyout of World Class is when he makes the move over to Crockett Promotions. But there's a lot of intrigue and interest for me with this partnership and within the ranks of Memphis wrestling because real life stuff, real life relationships sell tickets. A real life drama sells tickets. And this is still, even if it's a problem, even if it's a not a non-issue or a non-starter, whatever you want to call it. Um, Even if it was a non-starter, whatever you want to call it, the fact of the matter is that Memphis is still running weekly in 1987 and may have scaled back just a little bit as far as the big arenas, but there is nothing that says if Jerry Jarrett can do it in 1979 with a bare bones roster, I've got the talent to bring Memphis back and keep it alive just like it was in real life. Because if memory serves correct, Memphis kept along for the next 10 years before they were the last territory to go down. Let me let me let me ask you this one question. If you were in charge of Memphis, if you were in charge of Memphis in 1987, who would be the person you'd turn to bring the territory back? Or where would you turn to bring the territory back? And if you would you believe that it was a process or something you could do overnight? Let me know that let me know that down below. And I also want to say a big thank you to Brad Drake for creating this file because without you this wouldn't be possible. So let me know down below if you're excited to see me jump into Memphis and Continental Wrestling in the first episodic TEW series in way too long. I think, if memory serves, it's been at least 2 years since the last episodic TEW series. So, why wait? Let's get into it. And that will happen the next time you join me. With that being said, feel free to leave a like, subscribe to the channel to let me know you're looking forward to seeing this series. And with that being said, before you go, do not forget to ding dong that notification bell to always know when a new video is up on the channel. And I will see you again soon.